time to preface it, but here we are on Whirlwind for game number 1 of the losers match. Spawning in the top left position as the blue Protoss player from Team XMG, it is ToD. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom left position as the red Zerg player from Startail, it is Life. Life taken out, actually, 2-1 by 4GG. And 4GG, man, he's had such a tear in this group. Seriously, 4GG had an amazing run in this group. He's out. 4GG is done playing for today. Who just beat Innovation 2-1. So the winner of this best of 3 goes on to face Innovation. Now, you have to keep into consideration, of course, that ToD already lost 2-0 to Innovation. So he's got his work cut out for him if he wants to be able to actually make a full recovery in this match. He's placed his pylon in such a way that it does look like he wants to go for some variety of gateway expand. But what will Life do? That's the real question here. He's taking a pretty early gas, actually. This could be some very aggressive play coming out of the Startail Zerg player. Perhaps trying to punish Nexus first, or maybe even just anticipating the potential gateway expand. And there's the spawning pool. So Life's feeling a bit cheesy. We got that cheddar up in here. This ain't your standard, random orange-colored craft cheddar. This is the real, legit white cheddar. Not that I consider myself a connoisseur of cheese, but we do have a Frenchman in the game. So, let's see how this plays out, because he does actually have the gas. This isn't, a Nexus first in the gateway, or a gateway, Nexus, gas core, whatever conglomerate of build orders you want to look at. This is a very straight-up gateway expand. Now, most of the time, Protoss players will get the second gas so that they can get a fast mothership core, but my assumption is that ToD's not as worried about this. And this could end up biting him in the back, because Mothership Core Photon Overcharge is very good for defending one-base Zerg attacks. I mean, Photon Overcharge nullifies almost any cheese or all-in that either a Zerg player or a Terran player can do. Simply put, off 2 bases, killing a 2-base Protoss is almost impossible. But by delaying the Mothership Core with this sort of setup, he could hurt himself. And he could actually get the Mothership Core out, but if he starts Warp Gate, he's going to delay it a little bit more. If he starts a Stalker, that delays it even more. So, where's ToD going to go? The Nexus is on the way. I feel like he's got to get the Mothership Core out. He has to. Thankfully for him, this wall off will really help him. Because of the positioning of the Zealot and the Cybernetics Core in the Gateway, he can't really break ToD. The Zerglings are just going to end up bashing their faces into this Zealot, who will gladly, I guess, scrub their faces off with his Psyblades. But the Mothership Core is also here, and Life's starting to attack this pylon. He's got a lot of Zerglings on the map. A lot of Zerglings. And this probe I think ToD sees this probe's like, why are there so many Zerglings moving around everywhere? The Mothership Core has no problem helping to pick these off. And Life is still committing to the Zerglings. Does he really think he can make this work after scouting up that ramp? I guess what Life wants to do now is just swarm the Nexus and force a cancel. That's the best he can ask for, because there's no way he can actually get into ToD's base. The fact that he's still producing Zerglings, to me, is impressive, but additional gateways are being added. I think ToD is saying to himself, okay, I might actually have to go all in off of just 3 gateways in one base if Life continues to just hold me up. Look at this Zergling micro. Look how many of Life's Zerglings are low on health. He just keeps microing them away from the Mothership Core. The Nexus completes. I feel like ToD might have, probably should have canceled it, because he's nice. He can't. No, not enough energy for Photon Overcharge, so he cannot get it up. And the Zerglings are here. There's no way he's going to get through that Zealot. He's like, okay, well, I'll kill your pylon too. That actually should supply block ToD. Also nice for him. And he's just going to back off. Twilight Council being built by ToD. He's going to add another gateway. So ToD's basically being forced to go 4-gate Blink Stalker? That doesn't happen very often in Protoss versus Zerg. He could try to rebuild the Nexus, but that's going to be really difficult to make work. As I feel like Life, well, he's just going to drone happily behind this. He's like, yeah, I denied the Nexus. I'm going to get a Roach Warren. So Life's just going to follow this up with like a Roach Ling all-in of sorts, is what it seems like. The Zerglings try to poke the ramp, but he did see that there were additional gateways being added. So he's kind of like, well, you're going for a 1-base 4-gate. And that's pretty much it, because I've been denying your Nexus endlessly. He technically hasn't warped it in yet. He's actually going to go Dark Shrine. So I think Dark Shrine is a smarter play because he can still get the Nexus up. If he goes for a Warp Gate based attack, he doesn't have any pylons on the map, but he runs up here. Oh, this Sentry's getting attacked. He actually force fields his own units away from this. The Zealot can't get it. They can't get inside to help. That's unfortunate. The Zerglings are going to get on top of these probes. But the Mothership Core is here. He could force an overcharge. And I feel like he almost... I guess he doesn't need to. Okay, good probe micro, actually. He doesn't lose anything to the Zerglings yet, but just some mining time. And these Zerglings are locked in here for life. They've got their lifetime membership to ToD's base. Unfortunately, the penalty for having the membership is death. And the third hatchery starts up for life. So where does he go from this? He's got a lair evolution chamber. Okay, I like this. I like that despite... Because I saw the Roach Warren and I'm like, is he going to really try to end the game now? I'm like, no. Just play it patiently. You have a lead. You should just feel good. Just feel good and do what tastes right here. But the Forge is on the way as well as the Gateway. ToD's just trying to get a very fast wall. We can see these pylons. He's kind of scared of an attack from life. Who is finishing up his lair. Roach attack is on the way. He's getting the Roach speed. He's also going to get the Burrow upgrade and start to put out a few Roaches. These Zerglings continuing to bring a little bit of harass. But, you know, there's just gateways on the map for ToD. And even though he has a Forge, is this walled off? He walled himself off. Is he going to do like a weird +1 attack? He has access to recall, which is nice. These Zerglings are going to see this wall off, though. And that probe was tucked in under the tree. So he should recognize, okay, you're wall off. Well, obviously now that means I probably should get ready for a big attack to come from you. Oh, that's not. Wow. Never mind. I correct myself. There's a shrubbery. There's a shrubbery that you can apparently dance around. And ToD's going to push out. That was really weird. My apologies. That actually deceiving. It's like camo. But Burrow's going to be done soon. And I really hope we see him get the Burrow move. That would be so sweet to see from life. Just because why not? But cancels a pylon. I guess he's changed his mind about attacking. The Hallucinated Phoenix saw the Roaches and he's like, that's not going to do too much damage. He's already forcing units out of life. But life's also getting drones too. Life's not scared. He's not scared to just pump out, ungodly amounts of drones to saturate this third base as fast as possible. Where does ToD go with this, though? There's the robotics facility finally taking the gas in his natural. This is very late gas. Although I guess it's probably normally timed gas, actually, now that I think about it. It's normally timed gas compared to when he got the Nexus. But yeah, he's getting the Roach Burrow move as well. Oh, Tunneling Claws. This really rustles, I don't know, at least my jimmies. But now he's going to come up. The Roach speed is done, so he has very good potential for micro. Just needs to worry about the force fields. And honestly, without an observer on the map, the force fields don't do jack squat because he can burrow. And that's what he does. He burrows, forcing the Sentry energy out, and he's just going to continue to bring some pressure. He does need to watch out, though. An Immortal's going to be built before an Observer. That, I don't know how I feel about this, but the cannon here will prevent Burrow move from helping him break into the natural. However, without an Observer, he can't chase or finish off any of these units that are stuck here. So ToD just kind of has to sit here and deal with it. A couple Zealots being sent in to harass the third base. Not too much luck. One Roach got damaged, but just burrowed, and no problem. As you can see, Roaches regenerate health absurdly fast when they're burrowed. Like, it's almost disgusting how fast Roaches heal. But the Tunneling Claws is going to complete soon. Hydralisden is on the way as well. Roaches give the coup d'etat of that probe. And let's see, Immortals are continuing to be pumped out. I guess ToD's only hope is to just blast out a 2-base Immortal Sentry attack, which isn't too bad. Immortal Sentry Stalker. He has a probe with it. I'm wondering if he's going to try to inkle over towards the third, which would be very difficult considering that it's being creeped on. Or I guess he could expand towards life, but that could be almost even more difficult. These Zerglings are really trying to find the pylons that ToD's been harassing from as he sends yet another Zealot out to fight. They seize this force. And there's a Dark Shrine on the way for ToD. Yeah, this is the second time ToD started a Dark Shrine. He canceled it the first time, obviously. But, yeah, I'm curious to see just how much this really does for ToD. This weird wallish type setup he's getting makes me feel like he does want to take a third base. But I'm still not entirely convinced with how much he's warping in. We have a max out for life. Look how fast these things go. Like, are you kidding me? Zealot Harass is finally shut down by the Queen. Yeah, wow. Roaches move really fast while burrowed. But there's just this one cannon. He shouldn't be able to get through there. I don't think he should, but... Well, there's an Observer with the army. it might not even matter. He could just try to burrow move and get under him anyway. Life is pretty much maxed out on just roaches. And he can escape the force field so easily thanks to the speed upgrade while burrowed for these roaches. So he's just chilling. And is he going to try to dive this? That's what I want to know. Does he try to dive this? Because 3 mortals really do great work. Oh, he's going to do it. He's moving in. He time warps burrowed. That works against burrowed units? Okay. Right. So okay, I actually didn't know that. Time warp worked against burrow move roaches, but apparently it does. And the 3rd nexus is on the way. So he's going to try to snipe some pylons. There's still a lot of roaches, and now he's going to also add in zerglings. He's moving in on this. He's bringing the forces over. These roaches could try to burrow to get under these force fields. He's locked in. Another time warp does get placed. Yeah, Life's just going to say hello and move right on top of everything from the other side. The immortals are still alive, though, and damn, are immortals good versus roaches. He's killed off a very large portion of Life's forces. He's actually almost killed 80 supply worth. He actually has, as Life is just trying to remax behind this. If he can pick off the immortals, he might be able to salvage the situation, but there's still 2 left, and, you know, ToD lost a lot, but Life has not yet broken him. He really brought that supply close, too. It went from being like 115 versus 200 to, well, I mean, 85 versus 114. Life taking some heavy hits, but now he can start to bring out Hydralisks. He does have that tech open, yeah. He's got the first couple ones about to come out, or at least they're on their way. 6 of them. And these Zerglings are just kind of dancing around a little bit. There's 1 roach scurrying its way over. How about that +2 attack? And, well, this roach is... Yeah, okay, you gotta get out of there, man. Sorry. They're gonna kill you if you hang around here. But Life still not able to find every pylon that's being used for this harass. The DTs get into the 3rd base. The natural as well. The drones get their little mandibles around the Dark Templar in the natural expansion. So he's doing okay. The 4th base is done, though. So Life can just continue to mine away. Where exactly does this go next? This is getting weird because he's mostly stuck on a rather low set of tech, and the Hydralisks are really going to punish this army composition from ToD soon. ToD's not been able to make any transition into either Colossi or Storm, which means that the Hydra's gateway units are not good versus Hydralisks. That's a news flash for anybody watching. Hydras attack fast and they do lots of damage, so the roaches pick off a random cannon, which is nice. Always nice to kill random stuff. He's still got a lot of forces here. 2 zealots get warped in to try to fight off this base. 1 spine is here, but zealots are just good versus stuff like this, so he shouldn't have too much trouble dealing with it. Yeah, zealots are really, really good versus spine crawlers. They're good versus a lot of things that Zerg has, except roaches, I'd say. But that spine, oop, does he? Yeah, okay, he kills it. Trying to rebuild the spine. He's just going to add 2 more. Double spine it this time. As ToD just continues to add on gateway units and immortals. He's got Blink about to complete. +3 attack is starting. I'm still waiting to see some other form of tech. But I guess he's mostly... I just feel like the Hydralisks with the Zerglings are going to really start to punish this setup. But ToD probably knows better than me. As Infestation Pit is on the way for Life. So he can start to move towards that Hive tech. He can get Vipers out. You just start to slowly pick this army apart. The roach is endlessly harassing. I love this. Just use the roaches and he just burrows, moves away. Because the roaches will also have access to that very fast health regeneration while burrowed. Like, you can't really tickle them. He unburrows, kills a stalker, just trying to continuously run away. You know what's really funny? The Observer moves slower than the burrowed roaches. So he actually cannot catch the moving burrowed roaches with the Observer. How sad is that? Pathogen Glands is the weapon of choice for Life. No Hive yet. Pathogen Glands before Hive. That's interesting. I'm impressed. There's not usually too much Infestor usage, but this army of ToD is going to clump up really, really bad. So Fungal Growth might be useful. The Zerglings are going to spill into the natural and the main base. Templar Archives is on the way, but now ToD has been, well, he's being exposed. Zealot warped in for defense, but there's not too much to defend against. Not too much to defend in the main, except the production. There's no minerals left, but he's going to kill off what is here, and that is a couple probes mining gas, so that's pretty nice for Life. He still gets a couple kills in the natural, and he just burrows the Zerglings. So smart. Forces a cannon to be built there, and he's just doing some micro versus this Zealot. Yeah, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to burrow. Hope you've got your observers handy, because you're going to need them to kill all the stuff I've got planted around your base. And at the same time, he's going to attack the 3rd base again. This is just some really great harass from Life. He is hitting ToD in every way possible. DT going to be sent over towards the 4th base, but there's 4 spine crawlers and a spore, so that won't do anything at all. He's checking for a 5th. No luck there. This hallucinated Phoenix still scouting. Sees the infestors, I think. And these Zerglings are trying to actually unpower the tech. He's forcing ToD to build cannons everywhere. Like, ToD's basically just littering his base with photon cannons so that he can try to see all of these burrowed Zerglings that life uses. And as soon as the cannon finishes, he just unburrows, moves 5 feet, and burrows again. And look at this many, these Hydralisks. It's like a UMS map, the 20,000 Hydralisks. He's got 36 moving, and he's got the Roaches and the Infestors. Gets the fungal on everything, forces the recall. And everything's been pushed inside of the 3rd base. But now he can just splinter forces off in between the main base, the natural, and the 3rd. He could just press into the natural expansion and say, yeah, you have to come down and fight now. I'll see you in a few moments, honey. And here he is. Not ready to commit just yet. It'll only take a couple good fungals to lock this army in position for the Death Grasp. And oh, there the fungals go. He's got the Immortals as well. The Hydras are beginning to descend upon this Gateway force. Now you're seeing why Hydras are so good versus the Gateway units. They're absolutely melting. The Immortals don't do bonus damage versus Hydras. And he's actually just splitting the army in half. A bit brave, but he's basically keeping these Hydras here so that he always has the option to sandwich the Protoss Death Ball. And that's exactly what's going to happen. He's moving in. He's got a great concave. The Hydras letting rip on absolutely everything. He's doing his best to hold on with the Immortals' hardened shields, and he will crisp through a lot of this, but he's lost so much in the meantime. The Natural is shut down. The most of this army has been eliminated as well. The Archon's not even doing too much. And what is Life's Remax choice? 3 Vipers, 10 Hydras, 3 Roaches. He's remaxing on just this Roach Hydra. He still has Infestors on the map. And look at this, still just burrowed units. He's like, yeah, I killed your cannon, so that means I can burrow again, because why not? And this is just Life saying, you buffed burrow. It's so much fun to use and just mess around with ToD using it. And that's what he's been doing. ToD still has a pretty powerful gateway-based army, but him finding some real room to get an advantage through it is going to be very difficult. Look at this Hydralisk. He just unburrows. It's like, yeah, let's just kill. How often do you see this Hydralisk harass? Of course, Roaches actually burrow faster than any other unit in the game, I'm pretty sure. So that does allow them to be much more annoying. Picks off an Overlord that's been just chilling there for about a couple centuries. And a DT's just been patrolling here to make sure there's no more expansions from the Startail Zerg player. Now, can he take out this army that's starting to add in more Templar? There's no Storm yet, but he has feedbacks for the Vipers and the Infestors. Can he do it? The Abducts are about to start rolling in on probably these Archons and the Immortals. Here come the... Oh, Blinding Cloud and Fungal Growth. The army can't fight. He can't see anything, and he can't move. This is a really nice use of just the combination of the Infestors and the Vipers by Life. He's just moving it. Now the Roaches getting burrowed, catching those Archons. The Immortals are here, but there's not enough. ToD taps out, and Life secures game number 1 here in this best of 3 at the losers match of the Dailymotion Cup Group D. Great play by 4G, by Life.